Thursday, March 28th, 2024. The Sweet 16 is back on today. I've got a few best bets in March Madness, and guess what, baby? It's opening day, so you know what that means. We've got a winner on the way. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Yesterday, split day on the channel, 1-1. We cashed on Jaron Allen's points. No sweat bet there. Cash in the third quarter. Love to see it. We did lose on the Nuggets first half spread and team total. Bradley Beal ended up playing in the Suns offense just looked good in the first half. Just in all honesty, the Nuggets just came out a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish. They ended up losing the game outright. So it happens. 1-1 on the day. You can see our year-to-date record right here: 40-33 for the month of March, and then 96-74 in college basketball. So I'm going to keep that hot streak going. And I've got a few best bets for you guys in the March Madness Sweet 16 matchups today. If you've been liking these videos, if you've been tapped into the channel, make sure you click this like button and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 350 subscribers, 400 subscribers. We're on the road there. I'd appreciate it if you guys share this with somebody with sports bets, so this way we can get to those 400 subscribers. Now let's dive into these best bets. For my first pick and play of the day, we are going to go to one of the early March Madness matchups, and we are going to go to the UNC and Alabama matchup, and I'm going to take UNC -3.5 here, -135 odds. Now, if you want to take it at the -4.5 that your book might have it at, I'm not opposed to that, but if you guys know, tapped into my channel for a while, 3.5 is my key number in basketball. You get 2 possessions of free throws there. Hopefully they hit all of them. And I think this is a matchup here that could be close late, and it could actually be a 1-possession game. So I just don't want to take the risk at 4.5 because I do think you will have the ability to grab this number live. Now, the big thing that I'm looking at when I'm handicapping this matchup is just so simple. What you probably heard with Shark and I speak about. If you didn't tap into that live stream that we hosted on our channel on Monday, make sure you guys go to the video, go to the Loot Riders stream, the Sweet 16 stream, and we kind of broke down this game. And what I mentioned is Alabama's lack of defense is very concerning. Now, I understand what they can do on the offensive side. I mean, Nate Oates is an amazing offensive coach. We see what Mark Sears does. Aaron Estrada, the 2 guards there, one of the best guards in all of college basketball in terms of playing on the ball, off the ball. They get their shots up. They shoot a ton of three-pointers. But this Alabama team defensively has a lot of question marks. And I think that is the difference in this game between these two programs, and I think that is why UNC is going to come out on top. UNC is a 1 seed, but they were probably the weakest 1 seed, and they did not get the respect that most of the other teams have gotten thus far, especially in the tournament. And some people are saying they're going to even lose this game or not make the Final Four because I think they have Arizona beating UNC. I mean, I do too. But I think North Carolina is a solid team. They're ranked 9th on KenPom, so I mean, it's not the best for a number 1 seed, but they're ranked 6th in defensive efficiency, and I believe that's going to be the big difference in this game because Alabama, even though they boast the 4th best offense and 8th fastest in the country, they're only ranked 101 in defensive efficiency. So this is the thing that I'm looking at when I'm watching this matchup from a kind of a basketball angle, right? The way that Alabama plays defense, first and foremost, is 1, they've been going small ball, so they've been running like basically 4 guards and basically 1 post or like no true center there. So they've been going to small ball, which has left Rylan Griffin to play the 4. So because of that, Griffin is a matchup nightmare, but the question comes on the other side, who's going to guard Baycott? And then when you keep in mind that Alabama runs a drop coverage defense, and what that means is that they push high on the guards, trying to take away the 3-point line. They're trying to funnel you to the middle of the floor, so this way you shoot the mid-range and force you into 2-pointers. But the problem with that is when you're going to small ball lineup, it works when you're not playing teams that have a true post. Well, guess what? When you play Grand Canyon, that wasn't a team that really had a strong post. When you played Charleston, that wasn't a team that really had a strong post or the guard play that was going to beat you or put up enough points. But now you're facing a North Carolina team that if you drop back in coverage, now leave the floor open for Davis to drive, and you know he's a great finisher. You know he's looking to kick as well. He can shoot the mid-range, but you also have Baycott down there as well who can shoot the mid-range, Jay. We've seen him shoot that so far in the tournament. He can finish around the rim, and then if you now try to condense the paint, then you leave the 3-point line open, which we know that the North Carolina can exploit as well. So I think defensively, there's just too many question marks around this Alabama team in this matchup today, especially with their scheme, that is going to make this tough. Now, if North Carolina is just not hitting shots, if things are not falling, and Alabama's just able to outscore them in a 95-90 race, then that happens. But KenPom has this as an 86-84 point win for North Carolina, so he does have them Alabama covering the number. That's why I do want to tease this down to 3.5. -3.5. But I think that North Carolina, with the 17th ranked offense, 22 in turnover percentage, so they're not going to give you extra possessions. They shoot the ball well from 3-point line, but also can finish on the inside. And also with the veteran experience that this team has, I do like them to win this game. And another little fact for you guys, if you cared, the head coach of North Carolina, Hubert Davis, since he started as the head coach and went on that national championship run in his first season, in every NCAA tournament game that he's coached, they've covered the spread. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And I don't think this is a matchup where Alabama matches up well with them. If they're hitting shots and just able to keep up, cool, I get it. But defensively, I think that is the biggest question marks. They haven't played tougher competition thus far in the tournament, so I think that this is a matchup that favors North Carolina. They have the offense to keep up. Giving North Carolina -3.5 as the first best bet of the day. Now, for our second best bet of the day, we're going to head to another Sweet 16 matchup, and this is the last game of the day, a toss-up, one that everybody's on, one that people are expecting an upset, but I ain't buying it because I might be biased, but I'm still going to go with what I have in my bracket, and I'm going to go with Iowa State here on the money line, -120 odds. Now, Iowa State is taking on Illinois, and I understand why a lot of people are on Illinois, and I get why the handicap is on Illinois. They arguably have the best offensive player, not only in the game, but in the tournament. They're ranked #1 on KenPom on adjusted offensive efficiency. They shoot the ball well from the field, 31% effective field goal percentage. They shoot the ball well from the 3-point line and the 2-point line. They limit the amount of turnovers that they have. This offensive for Illinois is legit. They have Terrence Shannon Jr. who can get a shot off at any time. They got Danja who can kill you on the inside. They've got Dosmart who can stretch the floor. So they have so many different offensive weapons that really makes them a natural nightmare. But now we've got an Iowa State team that's ranked #1 in the country in defensive efficiency. So #1 offense against #1 defense. Something has to give here. And for me, I'm going to go with the stronger defense here. I have Iowa State personally in my Final Four. If they beat UConn, listen, we're not going to get inside this video. We're focused on the game ahead of us. And I believe that Iowa State here in this matchup can cause some problems for Illinois. Now, I will tell you, if Illinois wins this game, live, what you should be looking for. 1, are they hitting their 3-pointers? 2, are they turning over the ball? Because if they do those 2 things well, and they hit their threes and they're not turning over the ball, Illinois really stands a strong chance of winning this game outright. And I will see them winning the game, and I might even take them live. But if Illinois is turning over the ball, allowing Iowa State to get in transition, Iowa State ranked in the top 30 in college basketball in terms of transition offense. If they're allowed to get these easy buckets and drives to the rim where their half-court offense is not really tried and tested, then that is going to favor Iowa State because they're going to slow this game down. They're going to make it muddy, and they're not trying to get into a track meet with Illinois. And to keep in mind, Iowa State is ranked 206th in the tempo, so they're not trying to run the pace pretty fast. And when we've seen them play teams that do like to play fast, such as Baylor in their conference tournament, they won that game 76-62. Took one of the fastest and best offenses in the country and who hits a lot of 3-pointers and held them to 62 points. That's how legit this Iowa State defense is. They took a Houston team, made them look like boys, 69-41 in a Big 12 championship game. They took a Kansas State team that they had just lost to and beat them 76-57. So this is going to be a muddy game for Illinois. And like I said, if they're hitting the 3-pointers, if they're limiting the amount of turnovers, because they have the best individual offensive player in the tournament, and if he's going for 30 points in this matchup and he has what I call a God game where he's just in that zone, then yes, okay, I understand how Iowa State can lose this game. But Keyshawn Gilbert, Tamin Lipsey, Trey King, Curtis Jones, the offensive weapons that this Iowa State team has is not as potent, but defensively they make up for it. If they're able to get scrappy, especially foul calls are not being called, if they're able to get out in transition, they can literally stand a chance. Now, Illinois is a strong rebounding team as well, so that's another thing that you want to see who's commanding the glass. But I think Iowa State, I'm going to go with defense here in this matchup. I have them facing UConn in the Elite 8, and I think that's going to be just an amazing showdown there. So Illinois, it's been a great run. First Sweet 16 appearance since 2005, but I think this is where kind of the ship ends unless they have just an amazing offensive performance, which I really don't think is going to happen. Let's see defense. Let's see that prevail today. Give me Iowa State on the money line, -125. Now for our third and final best bet of the day. You guys know it. It's opening season in baseball. I'm excited. I'm back. This is where the real handicappers come out, okay? A lot of people want to make money betting basketball and football. That's cool. But if you know anything about making money in sports betting, you know baseball is where the money is made. And with baseball, you know what that means. It is Nerfy Nation. So before I dive into my Nerfy of the day, just want to kind of remind you of the pick that I gave you all yesterday. Orioles in the first 5 innings, minus half of run or on the run line. I believe that they're going to win the first 5 innings. Corbin Burns is on the mound for the Orioles. That game is at home there. I also do lean to the over, but that is an early matchup. So by the time you're listening to this, you might not be able to get that play. So here is a Nerfy for you because we know we love Nerfies here on the channel. And this is one that I really like. We're going to cash in on the Miami Marlins, the Pittsburgh Pirates Nerfy, Jesus Luzardo, Mitch Keller on the mound for the respective pitchers, minus 130 odds. Now, it's a little juice. Now, keep that in mind. If you're new to Nerfy Nation, all that is we're betting on 6 outs in the first inning. No run in the first inning. That's all we're looking for. Just 2 pitchers to get it done. Get through the top of the lineup, you'll be good to go. Sometimes, depending on the pitchers that you have facing off, Nerfies can be expensive. Sometimes they can be minus 150, minus 170. My goal is not to give you expensive Nerfies, but just keep in mind you need to shop around on your book, so this way you can get the best price out there possible, especially when you got 2 aces going at it. If you don't like the Nerfy, then sometimes you may want to look at the second inning if your book allows you to do that, because second inning bets, kind of keep in mind, most lineups put their best hitters at the top of the lineup. So after you get through the first 3, 4, 5 hitters, guess what? Now you have the bottom half of the lineup, and typically that comes up in the second or third inning. And if your pitcher's decent, then they should be able to get through that. So that's another angle you can look at, not just the no-run first inning, but the no-run second inning. But for today's matchup between the Marlins and the Pirates, these were 2 teams last year that ranked in the bottom 5 in terms of first run scored per game. The Pirates are the second to worst teams in terms of run scored per game in the first inning. The Marlins, I think, were the 6th worst, so they're not too far behind. Both of these pitchers were solid to the Nerfies last year. Mitch Keller was 21-11 on the year in Nerfies, and he hit his last 6 to end the regular season. Meanwhile, Jesus Luzardo was 27-5 in terms of Nerfy success rate for the Marlins, including hitting his last 3 in a row. So we love to see that. That is what we're going for. Both of these pitchers had pretty decent spring training, so not too much to dive into here. I'm not going to go into all the numbers. Typically during the regular season, once we have more data to go off of, we will go with more numbers here. But both of these guys were solid last year. 4.21 ERA for Mitch Keller. That was 32nd best in the major leagues. And then Jesus Luzardo, 3.638 ERA, which was 20th best inside the majors. I expect both of these pitchers to get through these lineups that are not exactly star-studded on the front end. We're not overthinking it. Let's catch our first Nerfy of the year. Jesus Luzardo, Mitch Keller, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Miami Marlins. That game starts around 4:15, guys, so not too late of a start, but not too early of one either. So make sure you guys get that one in before it's too late. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, really 4 best bets that are pending for today's card. We've got UNC on the spread, minus 3.5 to get it done over Alabama. I'm taking Iowa State over Illinois. I don't care what all the sharps are saying. I'm also going to go with the Nerfy and the Pirates and Marlins matchup. We've also got that Orioles and Angels first 5 run line pending in favor of the Orioles. For more picks and plays I'm dropping out today, I might take a look at some NBA plays. I'm not sure. I know I'll have a few other bets in like the UConn-San Diego State game, and then also in the Arizona-Clemson game. But if you want those breakdowns, click the link below in the description. Watch the Loot Riders video that we put out. We broke down every single Sweet 16. We talked about the odds. We talked about totals, our angles that we like. So you definitely want to check that out if you're looking for just some more analysis when it comes down to March Madness in the Sweet 16. Appreciate all the love and support. We'll be back tomorrow celebrating some more winners. And as always, dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, gang.